Before you scroll away, take a close look at these coins. Because at first glance they may look like ordinary old coins. But what if one of them hides a story that most people never notice? Today, we're going through 4 different coins, and each one has its own history, design, and details that make collectors stop and take a second look. Some people find coins like these in old boxes, family collections, or random places and never realize what they are holding. So in the next few minutes, we're going to inspect every detail, compare their years, designs, and hidden features to see if there is anything unusual. Stay until the end because the last coin might surprise you the most. Now let's begin with this coin. This coin may not look special at first, but once you start observing the details, things become more interesting. The coin shown here is a 1977 United States nickel. On the front side, you can see the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, with the words, "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." 1977. On the back side, you can see the famous Monticello building along with United States of America and 5 cents. Millions of these coins were produced. But collectors never judge a coin only by age. They check condition, sharpness of details, possible mint marks, and unusual features that can make a coin more interesting. Look closely at the edges, the surface texture, and the small details because tiny differences can sometimes become the reason why people pay attention to a coin. What makes coin collecting interesting is not only value, it's also history. Every scratch, every mark, and every year printed on a coin tells a story. Imagine how many places this coin may have traveled through over the years before reaching your hands today. That is why people all over the world enjoy searching old coins and comparing details. But we are not stopping here. This is only one of the 4 coins we're checking today. As we move to the next coins, pay attention and compare which one looks older, cleaner, more detailed, or more unique. By the end of this video, comment below which coin was your favorite and whether you think any of them deserve a place in a collection. Now that we have looked at this coin from both sides, let's observe it more carefully, because this is the moment where small details start becoming interesting. At first glance, this coin may appear old and ordinary, but once you slow down and inspect the surface, the story changes. The faded texture, the worn edges, and the marks across the design show that this coin has spent years moving from one place to another. Every old coin carries signs of time, and that is exactly what makes people curious about them. Looking again at the front side, the portrait remains visible even after years of use, showing how these designs were made to survive daily circulation. Most people think that old automatically means rare, but collectors usually pay attention to details instead of age alone. They observe condition, sharpness, surface quality, and whether anything appears different from standard examples. Now slowly move your attention across the coin and notice how some areas appear smoother while others still hold visible details. These differences create character and make every old coin feel unique. Turning to the reverse side, the building design creates a completely different feeling and gives the coin a classic appearance that stands out, even after many years. Imagine how many places this coin may have traveled before reaching this moment. Maybe it was carried in pockets, exchanged in stores, stored in drawers, forgotten for years, and finally discovered again. That unknown journey is one of the reasons old coins remain interesting to watch. The exciting part is that people often overlook coins without realizing. They may hold history, memories, and details hidden in plain sight. So before moving to the next coin, take one more close look and ask yourself a simple question. If this coin could tell its story, what would it say? As we continue exploring this coin, this is where things become more interesting because most people stop looking too early and miss the details that make old coins enjoyable to examine. A coin may seem small, simple, and ordinary, but when you slow down and observe every line, every edge, and every sign of age, it starts feeling less like money and more like a small object carrying history. Looking at this coin again, the first thing you notice is how time has changed its appearance. The surface no longer looks fresh and untouched. Certain areas appear smoother while others still preserve visible details. That contrast immediately creates curiosity because it reminds us that objects change, depending on how they are used over time. Imagine this coin years ago when it first entered circulation. The surface would have looked sharper, cleaner, and brighter than it appears today. People may have carried it without thinking twice about it, never imagining that years later, someone would zoom in and study every part of it in a video like this. That is one of the most interesting things about old coins. Their value is not only connected to money, but also to time, movement, and observation. Every small mark becomes evidence that the coin existed in real life and passed through different moments before arriving here. Looking again at the front side, the portrait remains recognizable even after years of wear. That alone says something about how coin designs are created. They are built to survive repeated use and continue, representing their identity even after years of circulation. But now slow down and focus carefully. Notice how the light reflects differently across the coin. Some areas catch more attention while others remain soft and faded. This creates texture and gives the coin personality. Many viewers never notice these details until they see them close up. That is why slowing down the footage and adding close camera movement can completely change how people experience a coin. Suddenly, something ordinary starts looking interesting. Now think about the journey